Hey, so it's your sugar here. Man, it been a while, ain't it? Ain't it? Yeah, man, got some stuff going on, but I mean, I'm here tonight. We could do it tonight if you want to. Let me introduce myself to y'all. For those who are new, I am Natalie Sugar Brown. Um, Woman pugilist. Been there, done it, played the game. It ain't no game, right? And this is my platform, the Natalie Sugar Brown's uh, show, to talk about women's boxing, right? So here is where I unpeel the many layers of what goes on in the world of women's boxing, okay? Women behaving badly, okay? Um, those who are true. Thank you guys for always chiming in. Thank you for rocking with your sugar. Okay. And so let's have some kind of chat tonight. I hope I hope some people chime in tonight in the discussion. Just have a couple points that I want to touch on tonight. I don't know how long the party going to be, for real, because I'm stealing time to to be with y'all. I miss y'all. You know what I'm saying? But uh, nonetheless, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so my lovely assistant is here. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more said, "Hey, sugar." Hey, Bruce. Bruce Gas. How you doing? Thank you for chiming in early. We want to have some fun tonight. Um, this is a platform. Like I said, there's no judgment on this platform. We say how we feel, and we feel what we say, but we always keep it respect. Hey, Bruce, so I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to have you chiming in on the show. Um, so lovely assistant, Women's Boxing Channel. Hey, boo boo. Women's Boxing Channel chimed in and said, "Oh, you're here. Great. Thank you, baby. Thank you for being here. And checking in on me, Women's Boxing Channel. How you been? How you been? Oh, it's so good to see. It's so good to see y'all already. Party already getting started. So host chime in talking about, hey, WBC. My host talking about, hey. Women's Boxing Channel. You know what I'm saying? And Bruce Gas Boxing. I have to say, it just feels good because I know I've been absent, right? So you for y'all to be here waiting on your girl. I love y'all for that. So this lady here on to my left, I would say, is Lenny Daniels. Correct, lovely assistant. Give me because my my device done died on me. I tried to be high tech and put my stuff on my phone, and that thing like gave up on me. So I'm gonna really need y'all and my lovely assistant to put these numbers in and these facts in. But I know I know what I'm talking about tonight. So this is Lanny Daniels. She is the women's heavyweight champion, at least one of them that I know out there. And the reason why her face comes up into place tonight is because um I've been waiting. I've been waiting for some heavyweight action in the women's boxing division. And look like I got it. Okay? I got to give her I got to give this broad her due. Why? It's not that she's, you know, extraordinary, right? She's not just, I would say all of us that do this, all of us women who behave badly, we're extraordinary, but she's not just extraordinary, okay? She's she's determined. She's determined. Um, so my host says she's the IBF World Light Heavy. Well, from what I understood, they took it from her because Lanny Daniels became a heavyweight champion or something like that. The IBF wouldn't allow her to hold two different heavyweight titles in different divisions. So I think she got one of them got taken. I think it's the IBF, right? So she's 10 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws on the record. Okay, and y'all know I don't look at them unless they got over 10 fights. Okay, that's just been a law for me. Why? Because women's boxing, or women fighters, women boxers, uh they get flaky after a while. If you're sub 10, you still can jump out, the game, and it just be a phase in your life, right? But this women's boxing thing is something that is a lifestyle, is a culture, is the air that a lot of us breathe. Okay, and being dedicated enough to have at least um 10 fights on the record shows me that, okay, all right, she's invested. So Lanny Daniels is a bigger gal. Okay, and she's like I said, she's stirring the pot, and she's bringing some spotlight to the women's heavyweight division. And what I'm hoping now, because she's no stroll around the block, right? You're gonna have to go up there and get it from this one, right? And I've seen her fight. She all right. She's something that we can say, we can call her a concern in the women's heavyweight division. I would love to see the likes of Hannah Gabriel to fight Lanny Daniels. That would be a great matchup. um Lenny Daniels is she's green, right? She's green, even though she's had about 14 fights, she's still green. And to fight a fighter like Hannah Gabriels, even though Hannah Gabriels been been popping them Flintstone vitamins, and she's on the record for riding dirty out here, meaning that she's been caught with them steroids. Okay, I would say uh, this is a woman's boxing prize fight, right? Because the prize now is the recognition of being the biggest, baddest bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the biggest one, and I'm doing it like how I'm doing it. I've always said women's boxing, it's about if you like the broad. It's not about her record. It's not about winning or losing. It's really if you like how she behaves badly, right? And Lanny Daniels is the type of, her style is more of a fighter like that, a more of a prize fighting fighter, right? Than a boxer, or when these fighters that you see that have turned the amateur style loose into the pro game. Now, Women's Boxing Channel says it's stupid not to allow the same things. Hannah Gabriel holds light, heavy, and heavyweight at WBC, WBA. Yeah, but remember, Women's Boxing Channel, these are different sanctioning bodies, right? So, um, Daniels and her people then probably could only afford to get the sanction to get the belt from IBF, right? And they got to, if they tell her to jump, Lenny got to ask how high you want me to jump off this damn cliff, or off this bridge, because nowadays women's boxing has turned into, more of a title pageantry, more so than, you know reputation and fighting and really, um earning your name out here in these women's boxing streets in the game, you know so yeah, I mean, that's the rule for the IBF. And she, unless she's going to step to Hannah Gabriel's for at the WBC and WBA, I mean, she should really stick to the rules of her titleship, right? um WBC and WBA, you damn right they gonna let you hold two titles in two different divisions. You paying enough every quarter to hold on to that title and that damn belt, right? They gonna let you do what you want to do in some kind of way, right? So that's what's going on with these sanctioning bodies. I mean, we always get to this part of the conversation, right? Women's Boxing Channel also says, so Dirty Fighter still holds two belts and two weights simultaneously, yet a clean fighter can't. This is what it's turned into, right? And I'm hoping, um, my platform, as well as other platforms that discuss women's boxing, can really shine some light on this disadvantage, right? Because a lot of, I mean, it's getting out of hand with a lot of these celebrity broads who happen to box, right? Who, I mean, women's boxing ain't women's boxing no more. From what I see, it's really pure pageantry. It's a, like when you look at the Miss America and or the Miss Universe and shit like that, they wear a crown. Now these broads out here, they modeling the belts for pageantry, right? Ain't nobody getting freaky, and ain't nobody really fighting. Women aren't really fighting in there for their worth and for their name as prize fighting women. um so yeah, um they let these girls ride dirty out here. Women's boxing said boxing stinks. Been stinking. But you know what? Boxing, I always say this, boxing is a karmatic sport. It is, right? Somehow, some way, things always work out and the real champion gets their due. Okay, so I haven't given up on it yet. But man, boxing has broken my heart and won me over, broke my heart, and probably about to win me over again with a proposition that I've received lately, right? But it is what it is. Um, it boxing is just a way of self-expression for women, for women's boxers, and we're all cut from same type of fabric, you know what I'm saying? um Women's Boxing Channel says always one rule for one and not for the other. Absolutely. I mean, and it's been that way. It's that way in men's boxing too. Women's Boxing Channel. It's so funny how and it's not funny, ha ha. Women's Boxing Channel, but it's just so funny how, you know, we find people like you now that are so passionate about women's boxing, right? I would have loved to have an audience like you, or have people like you 20 years ago, where this would have where y'all would have influenced our industry so much better, and probably directed it in a place where we hold more value in the fighter, the women boxer, than in the rules and the titleships. You know what I'm saying? Um, Women's Boxing Channel says, "See my point? I see your point. You know, we always see eye to eye until you piss me off, till you make me mad, right? But we going good so far. Women's Boxing Channel says nobody knows where they stand nowadays, but no one ever knew. We never knew where we stood if we were depending on the rankings and all of these things that now ESPN got a ranking, BoxRec got a ranking, Ring Magazine got a ranking. Like all of a sudden they ranking us. They don't know us. Right? These platforms don't know women's boxing at all. Like I was looking at a media um an article right out here in the cyber media where they were like top 10 women's boxers of all time, and the top 10 best women's boxers of all time are boxers who have only been around for the past 10 years. Do you know how old women's boxing is? Right? And I said the nerve and disrespect of these knuckleheads to have the confidence to put some bullshit like this out, right? The 10 best women of all time. And these bitches, I'm sorry, these broads have only been around for the past 10 years. They haven't even been around to influence a real generation of women fighters, but yet they are the top 10 best women of all time. I I was beside myself. I said I can't read none of this. I can't. Right? You got people who's never been females now, women. All of a sudden, other women love women's boxing. But where the fuck was y'all at? Where was y'all at back in the day? You know, when we us real women fighters were trying to keep our heads above water, doing this, right? Y'all, I mean, giving what you call it, rundowns and breaking fights down and shit. Bitch, you ain't never. I'm sorry. These broads ain't never even been in a schoolyard fight and got the nerve to be um breaking down fights that professional women or women in the game should be doing. Like, I mean, I'm going to throw my name in it. Women like Shug, women like, like I said, we got Brooke on here. I always call Brooke name, right? Because if it ain't me, it's Brooke. Yeah, I said it. We the two realist broads on Talking Fight when it comes to women's boxing. Okay, right? And I mean, anybody who wants to I'm sorry, any other body that wants to dispute that, you know what, go argue with your mama, because you don't want to argue, you don't want to argue with these, you know what I'm saying? And these not meaning that I'm gonna put my hands on anybody. These meaning that you see how my hand, these are fighters' hands, right? These are years of pounding the pavement, pounding leather, pounding bone, skull, teeth, right? So I got a lot to say about that, right? If you ain't never walked that road, you know what I'm saying? I can't, I, I can't really take nothing you got to say for real. You know what I'm saying? Um, Oh, Women's Boxing Channels has said a lot. Okay. So, Women's Boxing Channel says, then again, they never really did as commissions and sanction bodies bend rules as they choose without notice. I mean, these sanctioning bodies were never for us, right? And I've been meaning, because Suge don't have my time has been like very My time has been very scarce to do a lot of other things because I'm involved in a project right now that takes up a lot of my time. But I love coming on. I love that Talking Fight allows me to come on and freestyle my shows. You know what I'm saying? And so this is just freestyle from the top. Um, these WBA, WBC, none of those bodies were for us. Women's boxing, we had our own belts and we had our own bodies, which is something that I'm going to bring on my platform. You know what I'm saying? And open y'all up to what it used to be, right? And what I mean, it was really real when we had that. Um Women's Boxing Channel said it's like the World Boxing Cup held last week in the amateurs was a great show, but Denmark kept voting for its neighbors, Sweden and Germany, the whole time. Jeez. I mean, and that's what was happening. But Women's Boxing Channel, that's what was happening too back in the day when Suge was an amateur, right? When we weren't in the Olympics and we used to travel to different countries to box, right? You were at mercy of these. Like that's why I said it's karma. It was karmatic, right? You had to the way you were going to win your Emmy fights, your amateur fights, or whatever, is if you stopped your opponent or if you made them quit, right? And that turned thing that made us. We're different. We're different broads because of that, right? That the amateurs of old, that my generation ain't the same as these point fighting broads that have brought the point fighting style into the pros, right? We used to have each other leaking in that mug and we were still swinging, right? And not swinging where I was watching the Jonas Meyer fight the other day and somebody commented, because you could comment on the thread, saying both ladies did a good job of stopping the punches with their faces, right? And I thought that was funny. Why? Because this amateur style right now, right? That's what it encourages, right? Because there's no power, there's no pop behind how these girls fight. They in it for 2 minutes, right? They've trained for 2 minutes. They in it for a sprint, right? So you can't put, like, they're not trying to put no thunder behind their punches, right? But back in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, early 2000s, right? Us amateurs were more like we were putting hands. We were like busting each other up, right? You had to be resilient. So you couldn't take no shot with your face. You had to learn to slip. You had to learn skills to pay the bills. Otherwise, you couldn't endure, right? Brooke D said it, right? Fighting for um 7 days straight to get to the end of a tournament, right? And you get knocked around even though you won. You got knocked the hell around because that broad wasn't going to let you just scathe past her. You were fighting till the end, right? And like I said, it made us different. It made us a different quality of fighter. um they laugh, oh, they threw us to the wolves or whatever. Well, you know what, I show my canine team, we still wolves. I'm still a wolf out here, right? I'll eat a bitch up, especially these Emmy ones. Listen, I got the itch and thought I might scratch it and went and got in the ring the other day. I was like, what, this what y'all doing? Bet felt kind of good, right? They had the old lady making music with her hands upside somebody's head. Felt good. And that's when I truly realized that these 2 minutes and how this pageantry is going has not only changed women's boxing, but it's changed men boxing too. Um, the fighters don't have the skills or don't rely on the skills that we used to. And so the quality is not as they're not as durable, and the quality is not as potent as it used to be. Now, Women's Boxing Channel said no sugar. It said best women's fights of modern era. Oh, you mean to tell me you saw what I was talking about, Women's Boxing Channel? What the hell is the modern era? Please answer me that shit. What the hell is modern? What's the modern era? Would this it supposed to be now? Because this is not a modern era when it comes to women's boxing. We still doing the same shit. As a matter of fact, these broads done took 3 steps backwards. Because remember, right? Us older generation, we'd be. It was nothing for us to fight some of our fights for 3 minutes, right? I can say I have fought 3 minute when I first started boxing. Women's amateur, I fought 3 minute rounds in the amateurs. So what's modern? You know what I'm saying? And top modern at that. Like to me, it's just we really have to get a hold of this as people who love women who behave badly and women and love women's prize fighting, right? Because it won't go away. It'll never go away. But what has happened is our male counterparts or the bigger bodies see where we have they can make some money off our heads. They don't care about the longevity of women's boxing money making potential. That's our problem, right? Because this might become at the rate these broads are going, it might just become, like I said, it might just turn into a whole ass pageant, right? And show up with dirty piss, and as long as you can pay the bill, and as long as you thirst trapping or whatever, there's a place for you, right? That's where it's going. It never used to be like that, right? You had to be a real fighter to be a woman boxer. You really did. um so Women's Boxing Channel says, I read it. It was a joke because it had Katie Taylor on 7 of them and Jonas on 3 of them. LOL. You know what I'm saying? I just would want to I would just love to see how Katie Taylor would do against a banger like Christy Martin. You think Katie Taylor in Christy Martin's prime, right, would be able to outrun Christy? Christy could fight, and Christy used to swing, right? I don't see how she would have been able to I don't see how she would have been able to run away from that. Um Women's Boxing Channel says this was my response. Craps 5 involved Katie Taylor and 3 involved Jonas. No, Shanice Estrada versus Marlon boxing, Jackie Nava at Mary Juarez, uh, Anne Sophie Mathis, Holly Holm. Yeah, so I mean, and I like these names that you threw out there. Not my top names, but I respect your list. Women's Boxing Channel, right? Shanice Estrada. Um, I don't know about Marlene. I don't know about what's her name, Marla Estrada or whatever her name. I don't know about her. Jackie Nava, of course. Mary Juarez, of course. And Sophie Matthews, of course. Holly Holm, yeah, right. Um, I still feel some type of way about Holly Holm because of how she did us in women's boxing. But nevertheless, she honed in on her craft, and she did pretty good and represented us by kicking Ronda Rousey's teeth in, right? Because they were coming for us. I remember sitting in the bar representing. I was like, nah, man, this girl, Holly Holm, this, I'm a woman boxer. I'm a female boxer, right? Because these MMA was and they still do talk sideways with they funny with they funny acting selves. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, there's no way, and there's no way. Ronda Rousey there calling out Floyd Mayweather and shit, just making a whole clown show out of it. And certainly enough, Holly Holm was the one, right? The female boxer was the one that came through and kicked her all in her jaw and let her know, bitch, this game is for the real ones. Go on and do WWE and play with them people over there, right? But anyway, moving forward, women's boxing says the previous comment about the 10 best fighter in the modern era, they meant the four belt era since 2004. Yeah. Um, what, R Scarf One, you showing up tonight? Hey, baby. I just love that y'all showing up. I mean, come on. Hey, how you been? R Scarf One says, I think the modern era is the beginning of the WIBF in 1993. Stacy Prestage was their first world champion. She was inducted into the International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. I don't want to say. I mean, I'm sorry, I had to crack my neck. R Scarf One, I don't like using that term, modern, when it comes to women's boxing. Because tell me what's modern about women boxing. Like, what's modern about it? What has ever been modern about women's boxing? Right? We've had to we've had to we were never given a clear road. Never. Like men's boxing, they never had to fight to fight. We had to fight every step of the way. Every step of the way. Like this dude that I'm connected with on another social media platform. He just got it out for Jackie Tonawanda. Got it out for her. She's in the boxing hall of fame, and he wants her out. He wants her out. He calls her a liar and this and that. Right? Not understanding that Jackie Tonawanda is a Hall of Famer, not because of the fact that she fought, right? She's a Hall of Famer because if it weren't for her fight against the law, we as women boxers wouldn't be able to make a living doing it legally today. That's why she's in the Boxing Hall of Fame, right? So, Boxing Hall of Fame, and that's why I just feel like a lot of us women in the women's boxing, like the men, just like the men. I want to make money like the men. I want to do this like the men. Bitch, how about you be like a woman? How about you do it like a woman? Right? Like the men, like the men. I have never wanted to do this thing like the men. Right? I've always enjoyed being a woman boxer like a woman because our history and our path was clearly us making up our own damn rules. Yeah. right? We made a culture of this. They used to laugh at us. They used to question our gender. Whether we, oh, she wants to do this, she's not a real one. They used to question, could she be a family woman? Could is something's wrong with women who do that, who fight? Like, I've gone through it all, right? So you got to know, I got to be off a little bit. I've been in the game damn near damn near 30 years since I was a young girl, being told I was so many things except for what I am: a woman, a girl, a female, right? Told so many things, why I shouldn't be doing it, why it's bad, why I can't. And I'm so proud to say I'm one of those who are on the books, the first ever to do it, to say, you know what? If it can't be done, why the hell did I just do this shit? And why did I do it in such a fashion that they want to pay me for it? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is where it is. That's why I never wanted to, like, I was fine with the segregation, women over here, men over here in boxing, because it's something that we should never come together on. Men and women shouldn't talk about, but shouldn't fight and shouldn't talk about fighting, right? You do that, we do that amongst our peers. Or our the we do that among ones that I identify with another broad's pain, right? You on your period? And yeah, I'm gonna say, you on your period. Well, guess what? You gotta go these damn rounds. I ain't gonna take it easy on you, right? I got a period too, and I whoop ass when I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? To then blend the shit. Men don't have periods. Men don't have cycles, right? So why apply, you know, the consistency of how men do it to our up and down and in and out as women? Men don't go through menopause. Men don't go through none of that stuff. But guess what? We got women behaving badly that's going through all of that shit and still whooping ass and could still make money and still making a living and still adding to the game. You see what I'm saying? They don't even know what to call us. They don't know how to categorize us. And we've never depended on anybody else to label us. We stood up. We were the clown show. We took our shit seriously. And now look where we are now. Now we got a bunch of wet-nosed broads, don't know what the struggle really feel like or mean, right? And now that our male counterparts in the industry see that there's some value to us, now they want to label us, now they want to put us on lists, now they want to give us belts, now they want to give us shit, and there's no meaning behind anything and anything that they're trying to do, no meaning or longevity, and everyone's signing up for it. That's why this show is so important to me. And I'm glad that Women's Boxing Channel, our Scarf One. Who else? I mean, the many people that have chimed in. I'm gonna name those who chimed in tonight: Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really appreciate the fact that there's people out there that's willing to hear the real story. Um, so our scarf one says, Stacy Prestage. I remember her. I remember this fighter coming up. She's going to be inducted into the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame in June, and wrote an article about it on WBAN. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Our Scarp One says the WIBF created rules and regulations for women's world championships, which were limited or imitated by other sanctioning bodies. The WIBF sanctioned world title fights for women before sanctioning bodies today, right? So that should be our most valuable belt in women's boxing. But you see, everybody's running after the green one. You know what I'm saying? The green one done let women on steroids on record. The green one has allowed women on steroids, even the modern one, still fight with steroids. Right? So you should, like, as a whole, we have to look at that. Women's Boxing Channel says Tonawanda was the first to apply for a New York State license. And when the commission came to award the first license, they presented the white blonde haired fighter first. There were 3 that applied at the same time. But so this is how that happened. It was that blonde name was Kathy Cat Davis, right? Bad, bad white girl. Okay. And I like the way she talked. Right? So she came out fighting too. She was out with Lady Tiger, Miriam Tiger Tremar, right? And Jackie Tonawanda. Those 3, right? Stepped up and said, we're going to challenge the New York State Commission. We want licenses, right? And from what I understand, Tonawanda was the one that had the bigger voice, right? As much as they say she lied about her underground fights or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Um, what what she left, but gone, R.I.P. To a great fighter, Jackie Tonawanda. Whether she fought, um, whether she fought in the ring or in the streets, underground or not, she fought, and we can see where her victory. We can see her victory, right? And we respect that in women's boxing, right? Because that has influenced, that sent a wave through the journey of women's boxing to help us become who we all are today. So that's why she's a Hall of Famer. That's why she's a legend. Okay. So yeah, they did hand, because it was still on some racism back in those days. So of course they're going to hand the white girl, her Kathy Cat Davis, her license first. So technically, you know what I'm saying? It's all got to be, when we get small-minded and racist, they oh they always got to cut corners and win some type of way when we think with that small type of mind. But on the grander scale, right? I am grateful that they were all able to come together, right? To come together and make it so that um women like Katie Taylor, Clarissa Shields, and these modern fighters can make a buck or two legally. um Women's Boxing Channel said they denied Tonawanda her flowers. The bastards. They denied her, but we didn't. We didn't. Women's boxing appreciates Jackie Tonawanda along with many other women who have paved the way for us in this industry. So we're not looking for anybody. We love each other as much. I can't stand a lot of I can't stand a lot of the women's boxers, a lot of these broads out here, but I have that inner love, that innate love for them, for all of us, because I know that this thing is not easy for us to do, and it's not easy for us to stick to. So we all married to the same, we all married to the same um madness, and that's boxing. Now, Women's Boxing Channel says, all because the suspicion was that Tonawanda didn't fit the image they wanted. That stunk. Still till this day. I remember when I was about to turn pro, like I was a highly accomplished amateur. I'm talking about highly accomplished. The Olympic Committee um gave me that I was the uh United States Olympic Committee um female fighter, female boxer of the year, like these type of things, right? Before we were ever able to participate in the Olympics real good. I was on that. And I remember a gentleman told, and he was like, he seemed like he was a big supporter of me and my coach, a lawyer. Um, and he said to my coach, Natalie, because Natalie should run, Natalie, they're not going to, Natalie doesn't fit the statistic of what they want for a women boxing. She doesn't look like what they want women's boxing to be. She'll never make any money. She would she won't go anywhere. And I was gutted. Like I'm young lady, thought, thought, okay, I'm about to get started doing this. And for someone to say that to me. And it, in different ways, other people, whether it's how they judge fights or sponsorship opportunities and all of that other stuff, um gave me the same message. But who is legit the pound for pound best female fighter right now? Clarissa Shields. Look at that statistic, right? She ain't got the ponytail bobbing, right? She ain't the blonde haired girl next door that they all wanted to represent women's boxing. Because let's call a thing, right? She who she is, right? Young scrappy girl out of Flint, Michigan, who came up on that dirty water, right? Now she's the queen on the throne with all her accolades and hardware, right? So that's why I say women's boxing is a karmatic sport, right? It just showed the world, right? The rest of the world, that you don't determine anybody's future, right? The universe and what we put in determines our future. Um, Women's Boxing Channel says it's the equivalent of a period. I don't know what the equivalent of a period. I don't know. I think you were trying to pick up from what I said earlier. Women's Boxing Channel. Um, but lovely assistant. Let's go on to the next image. Let's go on to the next image. Ooh, so yes, this is me being messy. This is me being messy. So y'all, what was this about Alicia Baumgartner calling out Clarissa Shields? What was that? Yeah, I mean, like they were going at it on social media and everything. What girl? What in the Flint? What in the spiked cocktail plus Flintstone vitamins are you taking, young lady? You know what I'm saying? And look at it. The reason why I picked this picture is to be messy. Okay. Now, Clarissa Shields showed up to this broad's fight, showing her support and fanfare. And the bitch, and I gotta call it because that's a bitchy move. The bitch wanted to fight her like for shine the whole time. Like she don't want to fight Clarissa Shields because it's something like it's an accomplishment that she wants. She wants to fight Clarissa Shields for shine, right? For attention, right? Because Alicia Montgomery, like, oh, and I saw somebody put on one of my older videos that I have no credibility because they let Alicia Baumgartner keep her belts and whatnot. And I want to address it. I'm not going to address it too much, but these the people that got the F on their report card. Mom made their mom sign the paper that the teacher sent home telling them that their child was stupid. Why would you put your parent through some shit like that, right? And then you continued and became an adult doing the same dumb shit, right? WBC and them never said that Alicia Baumgartner's piss was clean. They said, all right, your piss was dirty, but you got, I think you got 6 months where we going to test you and we going to be on your ass. And you better not come up dirty again. They never said that Alicia Baumgartner was cleared of that dirty piss test, right? All the years I've been fighting, and I know a lot of other women boxers in the game, ain't none of our piss came up dirty, right? You are what you repeatedly do. Okay? Ain't no you could address you could I being a smartass when they used to show up at my door, I used to put the piss in a champagne glass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I knew my shit. Listen, right? So WBC and oh, R Scarf One joins in and says she unknowingly took something according to the WC. Bitch, listen, you can't. This one thing Ruby Scott always told me: don't don't you put your word behind somebody else's put put don't privates. Don't you ever don't you ever put your word on somebody privates, right? Because you don't know what people doing with their privacy and their privates, right? So unknowingly, that don't mean unknown. So bitch, just because you didn't know doesn't mean what does that mean? Does it erase that you took the shit and you was on it when you was fighting people who were clean? Does that you see what I'm saying? This is what the WBC, this is what these sanctioning bodies do now, right? So who is a woman prize fighter? A cheating ass broad that's spiking her cocktails and popping you know power Flintstone vitamin, or is it the one are the prize fighters the ones that work hard and put their time in, right? And hone their craft. This girl shot up to celebrity. Alicia shot up to being a celebrity because okay, she stopped Terry Harper and then she beat Michaela Meyer. Okay, but then she said then she just went off keel disrespectfully, right? She there commentating Amanda Serrano's fight and low key shading her. To be honest, because ain't nobody gangster like how we used to be. I'd have, I'd have stood up from my chair and look over the bitch. Remove this bitch from my commentary. Put her ass back in the audience. She can't talk. She can't speak on my fight no more. Get her out of here, right? But ain't nobody gangster no more, right? Somebody from the team would have been like, yo, you heard what Shorty's saying? Yo, she low key shading the team. We gotta get her out of here. Ain't nobody doing that. It's, you know, Mickey Mouse Disney Channel bullshit. I'm telling you, it used to be real out here. You could not be saying things, right? A, a broad will show up at your gym, at where you be at, to settle the score, right? These broads want to play it like the soap operas. You have to be real about your stuff, right? So that's why I'm showing this mess ass picture right here, because I know Clarissa felt like a whole ass when she was like, did she really, is my friend really calling me out? Talking about come meet me at 147. Bitch, where am I going to meet you? You want me to meet you? Who, you? My whole thing too is, if Alicia Baumgartner really want to fight Clarissa, right? Because we're going to get real messy. Girl, you know how to fight Clarissa. Girl, you need to slide in Tony DM. Everybody know who I'm talking about with Tony, right? Girl, Alicia, gonna slide in Tony DM. See if you don't get a fight real quick with Clarissa, right? Because this is what we doing out here. You want a real fight? Make it real, right? But don't come out here calling Clarissa out after Clarissa has earned all her shit that she got. Talking about meet me at 147. For what? Bitch, what you ever done for somebody like that to meet you? You done, them Flintstone shits have gotten to your back lobe. You ain't got no more sense. Girl, stop it. Our scarf one comes in and says, what about her hair test that she claims cleared her? Whose hairs was submitted to the company that analyzed it? I ain't even gonna go into them things. See, because we splitting hairs, right? And what the old folks used to say is they used a more derogatory term, but I'm gonna clean it up because my guys on Talking Fight say, Suge, you got to keep it clean. We ain't gonna split coochie hairs. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna split them hairs. We ain't gonna split that, right? I don't care about the analyzed hair test. I don't care about nothing because a lot of women been around for too long doing this, and ain't nobody come up with no steroid test. Now it's a whole lot of, like, I will say that has been a lot of female fighters that I know been on steroids, right? Never been caught, right? But enough of us, we have enough of a code in women's boxing that we're not going to do that. We want it to be real as possible, right? I'm calling her name because she admitted it. Mia St. John said she took it, and she said everybody was doing it, right? I I mean, I was I'm gonna put my name in the hat. I was the first one to say that Alicia had looked roidish. I did say it, right? And I do had just the way she was, because I see it, right? But I'm not gonna call anybody else's name because they're not on record. But Alicia Baumgartner is on record for riding dirty out here. Okay? I don't care. She could have submitted the hair from her grandmama back, right? I don't care, right? She's in a place where humility would serve her well. Like I thought she had finished her humble pie, but she on to something else. She want a humble you gonna get the damn wedding cake soon, made with all the humble ingredients in it if you don't stop. And Clarissa Shields, if you don't girl, if you don't ignore this foolery, I don't even know how it would make any sense, Clarissa Shields, for you to entertain Alicia Baumgartner talking about meet me somewhere. Her ass needed to meet the drug tests clean. That's what her ass needed to do if she wanted to meet something, right? And she online, you know what I'm saying, talking real zesty, talking like, she about them things. But I remember when she first came out, girl, when you first came out, you wouldn't like this, right? Try to get back closer to the old Alicia Baumgardner, right? Get it back, girl. Get it back. Um, our Scarf One says Baumgardner is not the A side. A fight with Shields would be on her terms. Shields will never fight Baumgardner at 147. Shields would be going down in weight, and Baumgardner would be heavier. I'm not even going to entertain that conversation. I'm not going to entertain that part of the conversation, right? The part of the conversation that I'm entertaining is how could, like, you just got caught with dirty piss, and now you getting caught being jealous and want to steal people's shine out here, right? How about, you know what I'm saying? You want to call people out. How about, okay, you want to fight at 147? How about you fight Michaela Meyer at 147? That's a good fight still. You know what I'm saying? How about you stick to how about you stick to a respectable path instead of being the slimy bitch of women's boxing, right? Because that's what you looking like, right? You cute and all to everybody else, but this shit ain't cute for women's for the real people in the game. It's not cute. So, girl, I so want you to fight. Like I want you to. I want Alicia Baumgardner and Clarissa Shields to fight, but I want it to be on these terms. Alicia, I want you to get the fight so bad. And I know you're gonna get the fight if you do this, girl. Slide in Tony DM, girl. Message him. He on social media. You can find him, girl. Go on and find that man. See if you don't get a fight with Clarissa Shields real quick. Since you want to play them slimy games that you trying to play, right? If you want to do it well. And I mean that's really what I had to say about that. We not ain't no catch weights going on or anything like that, right? Um I think that conversation is probably deaded, but I just wanted to touch on it, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and share. Next image, lovely assistant. Come on, put it on me. All right. Now, I'm excited about this matchup that's coming. Shanisha Estrada is going to be fighting Yokasta Val. I think that's how you say her name, Yokasta Val, soon. Great match. I'm looking forward to this. R Scarf One comes in and says Baumgardner should fight Delphine Pursoon, the number one contender in her weight class. Hello. No, but but what she want to do is be the most preposterous bitch out here. So we going to grant her, we going to entertain her thirst, okay? And I'm telling her how to quench her thirst, girl. Just go, just go on and try Tony's line, girl. You get that fight real quick. Um, so we moving forward to Shanisha Estrada versus Yokasta Val. I think it's a great match. I got I kind of like how I want to say this. I kind of got Shanisha Estrada. Why? Because I seen Yokasta Val fight, and Yokasta got a bad bitch of a coach. I like her. I like her thick necked self. You know what I'm saying? She looked like she used to be an old fighter. or somebody who been around back in the day. I don't know her name. I'm gonna have to do some research on her. But I like Yocosta's trainer. I like what she do with her. Okay. But I like Shanisa Estrada's style. Right? I like Shanisa Estrada can fight. That girl can fight. I can't take it away from her. She can fight. Yocasta got some stuff that she's got to work on. Yocasta is one of those in shape, I do what my coach tells me to do fighter. Shanice Estrada is one of them fighters that you could tell that she was a fighter before she even knew formally how to fight. Like she's a scrapper. She's with the shits, right? Even look at the picture right now. Like Shanisha Estrada is telling Yocasta what she gonna do to her, and Yocasta standing there with the I mean, that's a sexy outfit. I love it. Shoot, I wear that. But you see her body language. She ain't got that confidence, right? Because I'm wearing that outfit and I'm about to fight you, girl. Listen, titty, titties, everything, and snapping and up and down. Listen, okay, the show would have been there, girl. Time and place. Right now, we can do it. Right? You can't have half your titty hanging out, and you know what I'm saying. Uh, be punkish when somebody telling you how they gonna whoop your ass. No, girl, we could do it right now, right? And we can do it. Like I said back in the day, I've said it on different shows. Listen, the shit get real when the titty pop out. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead, but the show keep going on. Listen, lovely assistant, I want my picture back. Put the picture back on. R Scarf One says Baumgartner wants to fight WBA interim champion Hoon Mi Choi to avoid pursuit. Alicia Baumgartner is trying to be a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? She's not trying to really fight real contenders, as we can clearly see. Right. So we know that's why I'm here. I'm just about here with that fighter, right? Because I liked her until she started showing how cheap she really is. Talented fighter. And if she really put her energy towards being a more grounded woman, she would do a lot more in the business. But for now, the route that she's taken sounds like, just like a little jealous middle schooler, and somebody going to set her ass down, right? She going to get exactly what she want. Our scarf one says, I agree. She wants to fight anyone that will make her more famous. You know what I'm saying? Lovely assistant, come on, man. Come on. It's because it's almost it's close to my bedtime. If you don't put the picture up, I'm gonna have to end the show. Lovely assistant, where you at with my other image? The next image. Okay, so let's talk about this fight right here. It just happened. Oh man, we can't even line up the image, but I mean, show it. We freestyle it show tonight, so it's we're gonna talk about Natasha Jonas versus Michaela Meyer that just happened over the weekend. Okay, now everybody thinks that it's just a travesty, a robbery that Michaela Meyer didn't get the W in that fight. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: I didn't see. I Michaela Meyer fought a hell of a fight, but she didn't earn she didn't earn a win over Natasha Jonas, who is the champion, right? Natasha Jonas is the reigning Champion. When you fly over the pond to the queen's backyard, you better kill the bitch. Okay? That's the rule. That's the rule. You can't go over and go over to the girl, but to the broad backyard, to the biddy's backyard, and fight her and get a decision. It's not gonna work, right? Anybody, tell me, right? Somebody come over to your house, right? Fight you in your damn kitchen, okay? And put up a good ass fight too, right? Put up a good ass fight too. You want to tell everybody that they whooped your ass in your house? You going to let the judges? You think your mammy, your daddy, and your auntie, anybody who witnessed the fight, going to say, yeah, 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 she came and got whooped in their house? No. So why would you think that they would give Michaela Meyer a fight decision versus Natasha Jonas, who has been, they put a mural of this broad up. They painted a mural of her, right? They taking her seriously. They love Natasha Jonas over there in the UK. Okay? I don't care how much y'all love Michaela Myers, she didn't win, right? You got to fold a bitch. You got to put something on her in order to take her belt off of her. And Michaela Meyer didn't do that. She fought hard. She punched her hard and all of that stuff, but she didn't beat her. She should have beat her up. Natasha Jonas was fighting back the whole time, right? When you beating somebody up, they their efforts in fighting back is futile. It's a clear ass whooping. I don't think the fight was clear. Close fight. You can't become a champion. Become a champion on a close fight. You can't do that. That's against the rules of boxing. It have never been that way. That a contender closely edges the champion and takes their belts. No. Um, our scarf one says Mayor got robbed again, in my opinion. No, and robbed. No, Mayor been getting a taste of her own medicine for the past couple fights, right? Nobody was saying nothing when Michaela was doing the same shit that been done to her to all these other great contenders, right? Nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying it, but now all of a sudden she's robbed, and now all of a sudden, like the audacity of her too. You going to demand 3 minute round from me? From me, bitch, I'm the champion, right? I wanted that 3 minute rounds. Well, you want it? Natasha Jonas says, well, I want to get paid more. I want to get paid for the 3 minutes, right? I would have looked her, gave her one of them old school, when you acting up in church, looks that the one them old ladies with the white gloves give you, because you about to get pinched up under your outfit with them damn white gloves. What you mean you asking me for 3 minute rounds? Bitch, I'm giving you a chance. You don't determine nothing here. I'm the one. You want to fight me on my terms. That's how that goes. Yeah, and I'm gonna get a rematch, and this is a fight that deserves to have. No, you don't deserve nothing, girl. Right? Because if you deserve it, then we all deserve it. Right? Because you ain't the only one that ever been robbed in women's boxing, but you one of the ones that have robbed some great contenders, Michaela Meyer, in women's boxing. And this is your karma. You getting a taste of your own medicine. And until you humble yourself, right? When you really humble yourself and you just like, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm gonna do my best and you put your heart and soul in fighting that match for that title that you want, that's when you'll win, girl. Right? But you don't have the humility to earn no championship right now. Karma is not on your side. R Scarf One says England is the new Germany of women's boxing. I remember that time. You remember Germany, R Scarf One? You couldn't go over there. You could. There's no way you could get a win. Um, and Sophie Mathis knocked out Hammer and still lost the fight. Knocked Hammer out and still won the fight and still lost the fight in Germany. You know what I'm saying? So when Hammer got her ass whipped by Clarissa Shields the way she did, that was just karma coming. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't get beat in a fight; she got her ass whipped, right? And that's how it happens in women's boxing. Well, in boxing, right? It's very karmatic. Um, Women's Boxing Channel says, LOL, a mural means jack, all in respect of how good a boxer you are. Sandy Ryan had a mural painted on the whole side of a huge factory 5 years ago. There's a photo and it multi times bigger than Jonas. Okay, so like I said, what I'm not going to do on tonight's show is split coochie hairs. Okay, you keep inserting your girl Sandy Ryan in. Sandy need to get a fight with one of these girls. Maybe Sandy and Michaela Meyer, right? Because you see Sandy threw away her chance when she fought McCaskill, right? Same thing. Fought McCaskill and ain't had no seasoning, ain't put no seasoning on the meat, right? Wasn't buying it, nobody bought it, right? Now where's she at now? Right? So I don't care how big the mural of Sandy Ryan is, right? Where's Sandy at right now? We talking about Natasha Jonas, and they did put a mural. I don't care how big the mural is. Fredia Gibbs got a statue, a little statue somewhere over in California, and she is one of the greats of women's boxing. The fact that someone would repaint and put your picture up, I don't know if people off the strength of how they felt about Sandy put the picture up on the factory, right? I don't know because I don't like Women's Boxing Channel. I totally believe your love for Sandy Ryan. I totally believe, but I'm not sure if everybody over there in the UK loves Sandy like how you love Sandy, right? Otherwise, Sandy would be in the mix with this, stuff happening right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm so like I said, Natasha Jonas, she's come a long way, right? Right, we're not, can we give her that kind of credit? Right, she came from, being Katie Taylor's come up, right, and going through getting knocked out by somebody who, a contender who just came out of left, right, and she had to dust herself off because the shit ain't easy. Dust herself off, regroup, find her team, right, and make a plan to win, and that's what she's been doing, right? So like Michaela can't just come and take that away from her, right? And I love how she did it. I love how Natasha Jonas did it after the fight. She looked over at Michaela and she was like, good fight, you one of the top two bitches that I ever beat, but better luck next time. Not tonight, ho. I mean, not on this show, right? You're gonna be a great champion down the line when you get it together, but not tonight, baby. Tonight's my night, right? She thanked the people that worked their hard money and paid for tickets. She thanked the people who put their rent money down to see her, and that's really what a woman prize fighter does, right? It's not about, oh, we need to see a rematch or whatever it is. No, them people came out because they had love for Natasha Jonas. right? And those judges, you know what I'm saying? They did their job. Because remember what we said, you know, judges and referees are unscrupulous people, right? They do their job. The show was about Natasha Jonas. It wasn't about Michaela, okay? Michaela just served as an A1 opponent, okay? And she played her role really well, right? And once Karma is through with her, maybe she'll be champion one day. But Michaela Meyer, she wasn't robbed, right? I mean, on the she was just on the more hurtful, bad side of the how can I say, of the spotlight, right? She stood in the dark while the real star shined that night. um our scarf one says the Mathis versus Hammer fight was declared a no contest. So what do that mean? What does that mean? Like, I just got knocked out, right? Say I got knocked out. I lost and I got knocked out, right? But if they say no contest, that means that's not on my record and it won't be counted against me. Doesn't that mean I won? Right? So let's not, I mean, come on now. Like, let's be more analytical here, right? Hammer won. It was declared a no contest. That means what you just did, how you just knocked this broad out, no contest. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. That's a loss. I don't care what no contest mean to you. I'm a fighter, right? That's what I did. Done. If I knock you out, I win. That's the most concise decision that we all can understand and make, right? If I put my hands on you, right, and I knock you out, I stop you from continuing, I win. There's no such thing as a no contest. I win, right? If you tell me that there's a no contest after I do something like that, that means you're telling me I lost because there was no contest. Right, let's be smart about what they doing. Let's not fall for the okey doke. um Women's Boxing Channel says Sandy offered to fight Natasha Jonas. Oh, Natasha and Jonas refused to fight her. LOL. Ryan is fighting in Terry Harper's back garden in Sheffield on March 23rd. She's constantly fighting away. That's where Sandy Ryan is at. Oh, that's wonderful. Maybe Sandy Ryan need to fight Terry Harper and and get her money up before she calls out the champion, right? Because to be honest, what kind of sense would it make for Natasha Jonas, right, to fight a fighter like Sandy Ryan who doesn't have a real money draw? She fought Michaela Meyer because Michaela Meyer is a money draw. She knew she was going to make some money fighting Michaela Meyer, right? That's not how it works in fighting. It ain't like how it used to be, Women's Boxing Channel, where we just wanted to fight each other. Now it's got to make financial sense, right? Now, why would Natasha Jonas put herself through a whole bunch of training and all that stuff for Sandy Ryan? Who's that? Like, really, in the larger scale of things, how much WBC, since you know it all, since you got how much does Sandy Ryan pull for her fights? Like, how much pay-per-view, how much is she pulling? How much is she pulling? Fight as a fighter, money wise, right? Is she making enough to even hold on to the belts that Natasha Jonas is holding on to by paying the quarterly um sanctioning fees? Like, can she really afford to be this type of champion? What kind of money does Sandy Ryan have behind her to be calling out Natasha Jonas or any other big ticket fighters? Please tell me. Talking about Sandy offered to fight Natasha. Natasha is the only one that's giving offers. Y'all got it messed up. Like, the champion is the one that gives you the opportunity to fight them, and rightfully so, right? You don't offer to fight a champion, right? You ask the champ for a shot. You ask the people to convince the champ to give you a shot, or you can even shame the champ into giving you a shot to prove who they are. But you don't offer, you ain't got shit to offer a champion except for another notch on their record. Women's Boxing Channel says Ryan called out the winner of Shields versus Baumgardner fight just 2 weeks ago. If they ever fight, posted it on Twitter. Ryan, here you go. Tell your girl to slow down. Tell Sandy Ryan to slow down. Right? Sandy, if Sandy want to fight too, y'all, I'm telling you, the quickest way to fight the queen, the Guat, Clarissa Shields, is y'all need to find Tony DM and go and slide in that. Show up where he's at. Because God knows, as much as Clarissa posts about her Tony, she'll give you what you want. You want to fight Clarissa? Go, go, try to, try to get at Tony. Um, Women's Boxing Channel says Ryan will fight absolutely anyone, anywhere. That's good for her. She need to get her ass in line behind the other bad bitches that's licking they chops, that are great contenders out here, that will fight absolutely anyone, anywhere. She ain't the only one, right? And she had her opportunity against Jessica McCaskill and she couldn't close the deal, right? So chill, chill, son, chill. Women's Boxing Channel said it ain't about any love for Ryan. It's about recognizing she's a very special. Don't do that. Don't come with that. Don't come with that special bullshit. Hey, if I ask every female, if I ask every woman boxer if she was told that she was a special fighter to raise her hand, everybody would have their hand raised. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing to be a special fighter, right? Everybody's a special boxer until you get cracked across your damn jaw. Then we all see how really special your ass is, right? Right? Okay. Um Women's Boxing Channel, I'm not taking anything away from your favorite fighter, Sandy Ryan, right? But what I'm saying is this: there's enough of us in the game, right? That Sandy Ryan ain't all that special except for to you. And she's got her work cut out in ahead of her in order to put herself in a place to convince the rest of us that she's special. Um, Cedric Sports Training comes in and says, "Much respect, champ. Just checking in. Keep talking that knowledge, man." Ceddy, thanks for joining in, and thanks for always confirming that I got some knowledge on this game. I think I've been around. I've I think I've been around it long enough to know what I'm talking about, and whether they like how I serve it or not, I'm serving it with no chaser. This is 100% sugar. It's the truth. Okay? I have no reason to lie, and I have no reason. I don't need no more friends in boxing, much less women's boxing, right? I've always been this way. Um Women's Boxing Channel says, I know you dislike her, but hey, I don't dislike. To be honest, I really don't care about Sandy Ryan. She's really nothing special to me. And it's not I personally don't like her or anything like that. I've seen I've seen many Sandy Ryans. She doesn't come off. She's not that special. Her style is a cookie cutter style. Okay, and she doesn't know how to she does not know how to how can I say perform. She doesn't know how to perform. Now she's a big, tall, strong girl, okay, and she has some great potential if she would slow down and learn the game a little bit more, right? And have more respect for this game. She would get a lot better results. But how she is now, she just looks like a little girl. She just looked like a little girl trying to get attention, much like Alicia Baumgardner, right? Um, Women's Boxing Channel says, what sense does a fight with Ryan have? Yeah, what kind of sense? Like, what would Natasha Jonas get out of fighting Sandy Ryan? What would Michaela Meyer get out of fighting Sandy Ryan? What's the prize in fighting Sandy Ryan? Right? Woman prize fighter. What's the prize? Um, Ryan's getting offers and is taking the best. You know she's fighting the girl Jonas just swerved. Great. Great. She's getting offers. Did you see Women Boxing Channel? You seen what just happened over the weekend, right? They turned Michaela Meyer into a B-side fighter. And I hate using that term because it's a new term that I just don't agree with. But let's break it down in terms that y'all new people can understand in the game. They turned Michaela Meyer, a prize fighter, because Michaela Meyer is a name. They turned her into a B-side fighter this weekend. That's the power and pull that they got. Okay? So Sandy could get an offer anytime she wants. She'll get an offer. She'll get an offer, right? But what that mean? Sandy need to work on building herself, building her value, building building her substance, making herself a prize. And then that's when she'll be special to the rest of us. Um Women's Boxing Channel said, you're talking drivel, sugar, whatever drivel is. Cedric Sports Trainer says the truth hurts. That some people can't handle it. Keep schooling them, please. Thank you, Seti. Thank you. Because and Cedric, he does a show too. I think Cedric's show is on Sundays. And I'm not even saying this because, Seti's a general out here. Cedric Sports Training is one of the top trainers. He trains for he's taken the Canadian national team overseas. He's seen some stuff. He's worked with some stuff out here. So if he telling you that I'm spin that my shit is water, is pure, you got to believe it. Right? Ain't no chaser, ain't no Flintstone vitamin, ain't no dirty piss in, ain't I have no reason. I want to like your girl. I won't. Listen, I love women's boxing so much that I want to like her. But I can't like her because I like real shit. I want it real. I want it naughty. I want women that behave badly. And just Sandy, Sandy got bad behavior, but she don't behave badly. R Scarf One says Jonas is 39 years old. She would be retired in a year. I think that's what she said too. But you know what? 39 doesn't mean that it's time for any female fighter to retire. You retire when you want to retire. You retire when somebody beating your ass into that stool and you can't get up for another round. That's when you retire, right? And I don't think any of the one fight that I seen that I was like, yeah, she need to retire. She need to stop this shit. Was when Christy Martin stepped up to Layla Ali and Layla beat the brakes off of Christy Martin, right? And I I I really respect Christy Martin. She was a great fighter. But when Layla did it, and I mean Christy Martin had enough years and experience under her belt that she probably could have beat a fighter like Layla Ali. But Layla was young with the fire, had the training behind her, had the knowledge, could do it, and she beat the brakes off of Christy. I think Christy even said she ain't ever been hit so hard in her life by somebody. That's when you retire, right? When you get hit with that shit and you think, damn, the hell I'm doing in here? I ain't got to be in here no more. I gotta stop this. You know what I'm saying? Like we feel good enough to do it. Right, I still get in the ring sometimes. Ain't nobody, male and female. I ain't doing no Clarissa shit right now. Meaning, I'm not saying I beat up men or whatever, or boys or whatever. But I've gotten in there, right, and ain't nobody worked my ass over. So I feel good, right? I can I know I could do I could still do this if I want to. And I'm up there in age. So 39 ain't a reason to retire, right? 39 and she's made her money and she's made her legacy in the sport at 39. She can retire if she wants to. That's it. But it's not, oh, she's 39, she need to retire. No. Our Scarf One says Ryan is scheduled to fight Terry Harper in March for the WBO welterweight title. Okay, so let's see. And let's hope that it ain't no boring ass fight like how Cecilia Brækhus and Terry Harper was, because my goodness, I had to make up for the minutes. I had to do something really, really wild to make up for the minutes that I wasted watching that damn fight. That bullshit. It was some bull. But it was fun making up for the time. Anyway, I got to conclude the show tonight, man. It's getting late, y'all. Our Scarf One. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Women's Boxing Channel. Thank you, Cedric Sports Training. Okay, our Scarf One, thank you once again. Women's Boxing Channel, thank you once again. Cedric Sports Training, thank you once again. Who chimed in the beginning? Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and More. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you. It was a nice party tonight. It was nice how we linked up and we were able to talk this talk tonight about women prize fighters, right? Because these women that I've mentioned tonight, they're the prize. They've made themselves the prize. Right from heavyweight Daniels right down to the reigning champion, right? Natasha Jonas, right? Clarissa Shields, right? Shanice Estrada, right? These are prizes, right? You want to, when you beat or when you fight this broad, it's a prize. You still get a prize because these are some bad bitches, and you got in there with them. You earned your name by getting in there with them. That's what the prize is. Your name. The prize ain't a belt. The belts are pageantry, y'all. Let's get over this belt thing now. Belts eat your money up. We want to make and keep our money in women's boxing. But y'all tell me what y'all think about it, okay? Like, subscribe, and share this sugar. Let me know what y'all are thinking about our topic tonight, or let me know what you want to talk about the next time, sugar. We link up on around 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night nowadays. Okay, you guys. I love y'all. I love all my misfits. Thank you, my guys at Talk and Fight. And thank you all out here for looking at my show, and whether you want to chime in down, um, whether you want to chime in down on the thread or on the comments or not, I see you. I feel you. I love you all. Who joined? Electro Jed. Hey, you want to come at the end of the show, Electro Jed? Hey, how goes it? It goes well. We had a good show. Chime in next week, Wednesday, and talk about this women's boxing, women behaving badly. I want you to show back up to the show. Come back to the show. Tell me who you like out here that acts the hell up in the ring. Okay? And tell me why you like that broad. Electro Jed says, got here late, but still came. And guess what? That's all that matters. That you came. Listen, don't make me do that. Don't do that. Electro Jed says, sorry for that. No problem. But I want you to R. Scott one says you can see the recording, and that's for sure. Thank you so much for showing up, baby. Okay, like I said, let's link up next Wednesday or a little earlier. Okay, and you tell me which bras that you like that's behaving badly out here. And I want you to do some homework and tell me what you're thinking and tell me why you like the broad. Okay? Until then, y'all. Okay? I love y'all out here. Take care of yourselves. Okay? Electrojet, I will be part of the Rewind crew. Okay, you and a whole bunch of others. I want to thank my haters out here too, because if it wasn't for y'all, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't be able to ball up the energy and put it back out there with some good vibes behind it. Okay, I see y'all lurking and watching too. Sugar's just out here doing her thing. Okay, good night. Good night. Okay, you guys, take care and bye bye.